we did that extensively.
Yeah.
Yimika said, put tariffs on South African countries as in their goods. Let's follow Donald Trump's strategy. Ha! Tariff war with South Africa. I don't know if we want to do that. But we continue the conversation. I heard your headline this morning where you both said that the federal government of Nigeria is urging business owners in South Africa to take a free trip back to Nigeria. I think shout out to Air Peace. Air Peace is actually, I read in the news that Air Peace is offering free flights. Yeah. We even talked about Air Peace. I think it was in Kichi that sent in a message 2 days ago. So when we're talking, somebody sent in a question about aviation. How many stocks, aviation stocks are on the exchange? We started talking about MedView and some of the aviation handling company. And then Kichi sent in a message saying that there's a rumor that Air Peace might be listing on the stock exchange. So shout out to Air Peace. Air Peace is, possibly offering free flights. Ayo, the question I asked you and I asked the people.
Ask me the question, because I have a lot of things I want to say.
What is the point of offering a free flight to an entrepreneur that lives and works in South Africa, where their business is located, to come back here?
I think we have to be very realistic about what's going on. I don't know if you know many people in South Africa.
Only a couple people.
Okay, because I would have liked to ask you what their experience is like. Is everyone complaining, or are they saying that this is how it? Well, I'm not downplaying it. But I want us to remember that when it's reported in the media that there are Boko Haram attacks everywhere, we know there's still some places that still thrive. People still go to work. People are still earning money.
Right.
I know a number of friends who live in South Africa, who work and live in South Africa, and it's not the same story for them.
Right.
So it's almost a knee-jerk reaction to, everyone start coming back, without actually, I understand, yes, if you're trying to say for those celebrities who have made a strong statement saying I'm not going to go for a show there, it's a statement, it's trying to send a message, but asking people to close down their businesses, livelihoods.
I mean, come on, it's not even practical. No, it's not. Right? What are they coming back to? All right, so I don't know. You folks out there, let me know what you think. Well, I mean, you leave South Africa, get a free trip, and fly back, and then what do you do? I don't know.
All right, so Ifeanyi is asking, and that's another big topic. Rotus right there. But Ifeanyi from eBay is saying we used to know that our economy is growing but not developing. Now that the GDP is declining, what is our fate?
Yeah, Ifeanyi, that's one of our topics here, and it delves into what happened yesterday. So we talked about the fact that with GDP not growing as fast as population growth, the population growth rate, it means that the economy is not developing fast enough to cater to its population. Now, what that means, of course, is that you have a fallout in welfare services, you've got a fallout in healthcare, you've got a fallout in critically unemployment. Now, a lot of people were pointing this out, right? And one of them is actually Nonso Bikile, who's been a guest, and he actually goes back and forth between Johannesburg and Lagos with work and stuff. A number of people pointed out on Twitter that a healthy number of people that were looting stores yesterday or day before yesterday really didn't have anything to do with how angry they were at what happened in South Africa.
Honestly, it was nothing.
They were just stealing.
If you asked a number of people what's going on, they didn't even know. They wouldn't be able to tell you.
I was looking at some of them. I was like, how many of these people know that ShopRite is a South African company? Blah blah blah. So the issue there is that when you tie this together with slow GDP growth and not meeting up with population growth, there are little to no opportunities for our youth. I have here, this is an old, it's about a month-old Daily Trust newspaper, which the headline, this is from August 11th, right? I picked it up on a Sunday. The headline was, amidst job crisis, 23 universities churn out 90,000 graduates in 8 months. So they were looking at January through August, and they were going through a number of universities. Ahmadu Bello University, the 15,000 graduates there. LASU, about another 14,000 there in May. All these convocation ceremonies and so on. And they were talking about, look, what jobs are they going into? I can bet that every single person that's listening to this program now, plus you, Ayo, plus myself, we all have one person who knows somebody who just graduated and is looking for a job. Every time, Rotus, I have this mass comm graduate, please, come and hook me up and get them into Smooth FM to do an internship. And I'm like, okay, send me the CV, I'll try. I know a couple other radio stations, but everywhere is full.
Yeah.
There's just, and the thing is, and this is what we're talking about. Every graduation ceremony. There's another set of students that keep coming and coming and coming, and then these guys are just sitting at home, and there's nothing to do.
They have the 1 year NYSC and then they sit at home.
Yeah, okay, yeah, the 1 year NYSC. Are they getting paid? They're paying them.
They pay them minimum wage.
Which minimum wage?
18 going to 30.
If you're NYC and you're getting paid 30,000 and you're doing NYC, send in the message. Let's hear. Go ahead.
I have some messages. Benga Common says the reason manufacturing is struggling is lack of power and low purchasing power of consumers, taxation, and so on. And this shows up in other indices of the economy. And then Yinka says, whatever madness took place in Nigeria with the xenophobia yesterday, I feel the federal government should be held responsible. Why? They were too slow to react. The federal government was needed to be told that there is a possibility of a third law of motion here in Nigeria. Why did the president not address and calm Nigerians, even if nothing is being done yet? At least lie. The police should have been proactive.
That's good point.
That's another thing that people were saying.
Have you seen that meme? This meme, you know, there was a picture of President Buhari in Aso Rock with the toothpick in his mouth. Yeah. So somebody I'll have to find that meme. I'll share it on Twitter. Somebody photoshopped him with a toothpick in his mouth. Then they now put the picture of the looters yesterday. So it was just like
nation in crisis.
And he's just chilling. Oh, the meme, it was funny, Sha. I shouldn't be laughing, but it was funny. Yeah.
All right, let me quickly before you get into trouble. So Nas says Airpiece just playing to the gallery.
Well,
Rainmaker has a lot to say, talking about the PMI not being is not an indicator, not anything in Nigeria, nothing. If you see manufacturing and service PMI reports of August in the US, it's taking a downturn, indicating a looming recession.
Right.
Also, the business confidence in UK and China indicating real economic indices. What we have here, 3 different PMI reports, and most times CBN is not a true reflection. Anyways, I've realized that PMI is a sentimental indicator, because if the CEO or COO of the company is not in a good mood, he or she may feel the forms of emotion and not showing the true picture of what is happening.
Wrong point from Rainmaker, Benga, Yinka. Strong points coming in this one. There it is. You people are fast. Raymond, you're a fast guy. Raymond has sent the picture. Oh God, we have to put it on our WhatsApp. I'm putting it. It's everywhere now. It's on social media.
It's courtesy of Rotus.
Yes, I'll put it. Everybody needs to see this meme. It's hilarious.
Stanley says, shout out to Airpiece for offering free tickets back to Nigeria. But what will the entrepreneur fall back to here? Don't think that's the solution. And then Darlington from our papa says, good morning. Does Murphy and CBN have the actual data for funds disbursed to rice farmers? All we have here is that Kano has rice. I beg.
I beg.
Right, so people are not really impressed.
They are not really impressed.
Oluzio says, let them know. Someone was asked why they were looting stores in Lagos. He just said, xenophobia. Is this a joke? Oluzio, are you sure this was real?
Yeah.
And he simply joined them.
It's possible. It's possible. I heard there was another one. There was another guy. I have to find. I think I retweeted it. The guy was caught on camera saying, he said it in Yoruba, but the person translated it. Says, I just want to get a PlayStation 4. That's what he was talking. Yeah, he also needs to run.
He was being honest.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you tally someone carrying a sofa on his head with what's going on in
South Africa? Yeah, exactly. It doesn't tally. Okay, I wanted to even find out how people felt about leaders boycotting the World Economic Forum in Cape Town, which is going on right now. I think Nigeria has pulled out. Nigeria has threatened to call back their South African envoy. Mr. Kagame, president of Rwanda, I think Democratic Republic of Congo, and one other country. Yeah. Now, I don't necessarily agree. I think it's in protest here, but you see, the World Economic Forum that's going on right now in Cape Town is supposed to be talking about addressing African issues, And the first thing they discussed actually was, and the headline here was, Africa's youth unemployment is a ticking time bomb. Madam Ezekwesili, who received a lot of criticism.
She was trending yesterday.
Yeah, and I don't want to get into gender stuff here. Everybody was criticizing her. Our Oga, Mr. Jim Ovia, chairman of Zenith Bank, he was on the plenary. He's in plain panel as her. Nobody said anything.
It's not just about gender. I think it's also about money and status. Money,
nobody said one word about Jim Ovia going to this thing. And the other Nigerians there, the Boa Cement director, Mr. Rabiu Kabi. A number of Nigerians are there.
Also because she's a controversial figure and she's an easy target.
Perhaps.
So on Twitter, if you want to score cheap points, just
go for her. So anyway, the point is that I feel they shouldn't have boycotted it because there were issues relevant issues that they're discussing. South Africa also has, this is not just Nigeria, South Africa's youth unemployment is high. And in fact, their own equivalent of our Bureau of Statistics, I wish I could get the figures out. They didn't even hide anything. They put detailed figures of how high underemployment and unemployment is for youth. I mean, across Africa, it's like it's huge, you know. So that's part of the anger over there, you know, with them attacking businesses there, and so it's a big thing. So again, I think the World Economic Forum on Africa in Cape Town is addressing issues that are relevant to what's going on in Africa. And so, you know, I understand protesting, but it probably would be a good idea for us to have stayed there and just discuss what was going on. You know, yeah.
How about the calling back of the?
Well, look, I don't blame Nigeria. I mean, see, that's the thing. It's hard for me to. I can't really say they are wrong for doing that. You're entitled to do that kind of thing because you're supposed to protest and make South Africa know that look, this is how serious this matter is. But at the same time, that forum is supposed to, you know, allow for them to address it and even call them out to their faces, you know, and say this is what's going on. So yeah.
Right. Well, Ifeanyi from Iba says they should step up the socio-economic conditions at home before they should recall Nigerians in South Africa.
Yep.
And then Olufemi wants you to send the picture.
Well, see, just save Smooth the 0809444091 number. Save Smooth at 91 as a contact. Well, I think as long as we have you saved, we'll put it up. You'll see the picture there, and I'll tweet it as well. So yeah.
Rainmaker says ignorance plus poverty is a disaster waiting to happen. Most of the people looting stores know little or next to nothing about xenophobia or South Africa. They just seize the once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yep.
Leaders boycotting what? Anyways, maybe Obi Ezekwesili is not a leader, Sha.
Rainmaker. Careful. That's it. Yeah. Is that it?
That's all we can say.
Still more messages coming. We'll try and address as many of them as we can tomorrow. Though tomorrow is Tech Friday, though. But thank you all for your contributions. Look, we got to do something about this unemployment situation. It's not pretty. You know, it's not pretty. But thank you all. Thank you so much, Rotus.
Thank you to everyone who sent in messages, and unfortunately we couldn't take all of them. But at 7:30 we discussed more on news as we talk stories from around Nigeria during Freshly Pressed 91. Business trends beyond the headlines.
Okay, how do I forward? Okay.
All the messages.
No, not even that. Yeah, I'm just doing that.
Okay, well, you want to take the.
I'm just gonna. Although, this. Yeah, let me see now.
I can't believe people haven't seen. It was morning with bright high.
Morning, no.
Anyway. Really? Oh,
bye. See you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank God I didn't say anything against